Yo, what's going on? Coast to Coast Podcast here. And today we have a very special guest. Today we have Mikey Domagala, NBA, or AKA NBA Buzz. He's from Long Island, New York, and he attends LIU Post. He is the creator of the NBA media page, NBA Buzz, which has over 2 million likes on Facebook and over 150,000 followers on Instagram. Just recently, he started his own show and has had several NBA players on, and many others follow him.
Yeah, so first off, I like to say, supporting Long Island, repping Long Island. What's up?
What's up, guys? I appreciate you having me on. Yes, sir.
Of course.
I'm out here in Long Island. It's a pleasure for you guys to have me on.
Of course. So our first question for you will be, you have grown your own brand into one of the top basketball accounts out there. Can you tell us a little bit how you got into it?
Yeah, so, first getting into it, I started in 2012 when I was 12. And I'm 21 years old now. And back then, I was just a big Kobe fan, big into basketball, just watching every day. And, I didn't even have becoming a journalist on my mind or becoming a media member on my mind then, because I really didn't even know what that entailed. So back then I was just thinking, all right, I just want to kind of get on a platform where I could talk basketball. And I was trying to join other basketball pages, specifically this one, NBA Talk, which had like 100,000 followers at the time on Facebook, and they kept turning me down because I was so young. They were a little older. So I said, you know what, I'm going to start my own. So then I started NBA Buzz on January 17, 2012, and it's been an everyday grind since. So as you stay consistent, it'll turn into good things.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. R.I.P. Kobe. But anyways, like, when did you realize that your social media was legit and like it could kind of turn into a job almost, and it wasn't really like a side hobby?
When it was legit, it's kind of a two-part question. When I realized it was legit, probably when I had a jump in a year when I went from probably 3,000 followers to about 50,000 followers. And then on Facebook, then after that, I went to like 50,000 one year to like 200,000. Then it kept doing these big jumps. So after a couple of those jumps, I started to realize how big it actually was. And it's still a hobby of mine. And, I make a little bit of money through it. But other than that, it's a hobby. And, hey, it's just leading me into getting a job in the media field as a journalist. And it's really led me along greatly, especially with my new show, Inside Buzz, like you guys mentioned.
Yeah, quick follow-up. Like, what do you think the reason for that first big jump you talked about?
You know what? I've always been wondering why that big jump came, but I think back then they really, and still, Facebook values a lot of videos. And once you get some videos going viral, people will really come on and start, following. So posting a lot more videos and start making like more unique content and just covering everything. I remember being like 14 years old, like getting home from like middle school basketball and like being up to like 1 a.m. covering every single game. So like staying consistent like that. And I think just giving the fans what they want is just to this day, just led me through the growth.
That's impressive, man. The grind doesn't stop, and then it paid off immediately. And then when did you how did you really grow your brand? Like, did you have a specific plan, and how long did it take until you realized that social media can take you places?
So I never really had a plan, not gonna lie. Still don't have a plan. I mean, I have a plan, but it's still like, post every day and see what happens. That's my plan, stay consistent. But when I knew it can take me places, NBA players started commenting on NBA Buzz posts, and I started hitting like big time marks with the followers and, the shares, getting a couple 100,000 likes and comments on one singular post. So stuff like that. And then my move to Instagram, I should have went to Instagram a lot earlier. I only moved to Instagram about 3 years ago. And in that time, I have a ton of NBA followers over there. And, it seems like they like my content. So that's, once I started getting in contact with the NBA players and they started liking my work, that's when I knew it was like really legit.
Yeah, that's super cool. But Was there one certain time in your life when you realized that like basketball was your thing, that you like wanted to make something happen with basketball, even if it is just in the media side? Was there a specific thing that happened to you that made you really like fall in love with basketball and make basketball be so prevalent in your life?
Yeah, no, that's a really good question. Definitely the start of NBA Buzz is obviously like the main answer of what made me start that. But really my first main interview, I was 15 or 16 years old. I was writing for my high school newspaper, eaglescry.net at Bethpage High School on Long Island. And I DM'd Jamani Monty Love Swanson, who's a little person professional street baller from Harlem, New York. And me and my dad went to Harlem. We did an interview with him. I was 15 or 16. I wrote this long piece, which, it was long, but it was good for my age. And I published it in the high school newspaper. And that was the start of me really liking journalism and tying basketball into it. And, of course, NBA Buzz, again, is also that answer.
That's cool. Yeah, I like that. So growing up an avid basketball fan, which team did you like root for? Like, who are your favorite players? I'm assuming it's a New York team, but I don't know.
Oh yeah, I'm a big Knick fan. Always have been, always will. It's been a little brutal. I see your jersey up there, Tyler. It's a little rough. I'm hoping for LaMelo in the draft, but other than the Knicks, growing up with Kobe, how can you not like Kobe? So I was a big Kobe fan. A big Kobe and a T-Mac fan, and then of course Carmelo Anthony and those years with the Knicks that were good before they turned bad.
Yep, got to rep the Knicks. Only team you can like from New York. But changing pace a little bit, like how have you been able to get guests so far on your show?
Yeah, so that's a grind in itself. Usually when I see an NBA follower on Instagram follow NBA Buzz or my personal at Mikey Domagala, I usually always just reach out to them no matter who it is and just DM them a nice message, what my plan would be for the interview, what would be covered, and just saying, hey, can you help out a 21-year-old kid who's trying to make their mark in the industry? So that usually always works. And, just being very active in comments, that turns into followers a lot. And then you just send a DM. So that's been my main strategy. I've sent some emails to some teams in the past, some media members. Doesn't always work, but hey, you got to shoot your shot. People say you got to shoot your shot with a girl. You got to shoot your shot with these athletes in the DMs because, hey, it'll pay off.
Shoot or shoot. That's right.
Yeah, for sure. But who's been your favorite guest so far? Like somebody who you thought was really cool to talk to, and who's somebody that you really want to interview soon?
It's funny. I was telling you guys off camera. I'm waiting on Nick Swaggy P. Young to come on my show today. And during that time, when I was waiting for him to come on, which will probably come on after this, I was thinking, I'm going on this show tonight. What are they going to ask me? And I knew you guys would ask me that. So I was thinking, I had on Hall of Famer Nancy Lieberman, who had a tight relationship with a ton of players. She gave me exclusive Kobe Bryant stories and stuff like that. And one of my recent ones with Ryan Hollins and Brendan Haywood, the opinionated 7-footer. So having those two on, Hollins, former NBA player, ESPN guy. So those two have been my favorites so far. And who I want to interview? Oh man, I'll interview anybody. That's kind of the mentality I have at my show. If you're somebody notable who could give me, good conversation, I'm down. So I guess I'll put Swaggy P in that conversation of who I want to, because it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, hopefully you get Swaggy P on. He's a cool guy. He has a lot of stories, I'm sure.
I'm hoping. I'm gonna check my DMs right now just to make sure he didn't answer. But no, he didn't answer yet. But I'm still got my fingers and my toes crossed. So
yeah, it's part of the business, right?
Yep. Gotta be patient.
So as you know, like the NBA season's hopefully coming back smooth. So with that being said, like who do you think is gonna win it all this year and why?
Man, I gotta send this to my guy Jamario Moon. I just had him on my show the other day, former NBAer. He said his answer was the Lakers or the Bucks. And I'm like, come on, you can't pick one team. But the more I think about it, those two teams are going to meet in the finals. And it's tough to say, but based off experience of the players, Both teams have depth. I'm going with the Lakers. You know, like come playoff time, come the finals, man, LeBron is going to be on one. And especially with Anthony Davis next to him and, you know, hey, J.R. Smith gunslinging off the bench and the rest of the guys, I see that team beating Milwaukee because of Milwaukee's inexperience. And it's gonna be a lot of fun. I can't wait. We got a couple more weeks left.
The Henny got his back. That's one thing for sure. So no love for the Clippers. I think the Clippers have a good shot at making it to the finals and going farther.
You know, obviously they're probably the third team on the pecking order who I would think would win. But my problem with the Clippers, they have too much firepower. I've spoken to this with my friends in the past, and they go, "What do you mean? What do you mean?" Yeah, most of them have their roles, but when it comes to Kawhi, Paul George, Montrezl Harrell, Lou Williams, those are 4 bucket getters, right? So, I mean, one of them needs to be the main bucket getter who's going to take a back seat, and I feel like that might hurt them come playoff time because they might be focused on scoring, and maybe if one of them doesn't want to take over, they might pass more than they want to because this guy needs his numbers or that guy needs his numbers. So, I mean, listen, it's going to be close. The Clippers are a really good team, too. Good defensive team with depth. So it'll be really fun.
Yeah, I respect that opinion. That's a really good take right there. So what's your opinion on the bubble so far? And do you think like the NBA will finish the season, or do you think it might get cut short because there's so much uncertainty going on right now in the league?
I mean, man, I think like all of us, I was probably speaking for all of us, I hope everybody's safe in the bubble and doing good. My opinion on the bubble so far, it's looking like the players are liking it other than the food and the hotel space. I saw Rajon Rondo post this like, 5-star hotel room that looks awesome and that I would love. And it looked perfectly fine. And he was complaining about how it, he called it like Motel 6 or whatever. And, I think these guys, they've just been rich a little too long, and they're starting to live like the average person. And it's not even like the average person. They're living in high-class space and high-class hotels. So that's what it seemed like so far. And seems like over the next couple of days, they're going to get real chefs in there to cook them some real food. That I'll admit didn't look too good.
Yeah, but recently you just saw like today, John Morant said like he's like fine with everything that's going on. So like that's a young guy that's like humble. So like it's not like all guys, I guess, but like you saw JR ranting about stuff, Rondo, and I'm sure LeBron has his personal chef with him or something. One of those guys, like the Supermax guys, they all got their personal chefs or something with them.
I'm sure.
Yeah, and recently you just posted a picture. I want to say it was yesterday.
Yeah, but I mean, Ty, you got to think, bro.
My bad, Mar. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Mar,
But, I want
No,
to
you good. I was just saying, John Morant just got out of college.
Yeah,
He just got out of college, so it's different for him.
he doesn't have the bag yet, so
Yeah.
he's used to living like that. So, I mean, listen, it's still living nice. They're getting paid to live like that. I mean, like, come on.
Yeah, but like I said, like 2 days ago, I think you posted a picture talking about Dirk's ring or KD's 2 rings, and then KD commented on it. And like, what did you think of his comment on your post? And also, what do you think of him responding to haters on social media?
Oh man, when he responded to my post, I'm not gonna say that's why I posted it, but I mean, because it's just a good debate. But oh man, I was hyped up when he commented. Kevin Durant commenting on my post, being salty like KD is, and it got some TV time on FS1's. I forgot the show, but it was on an FS1 show where they used the quote, and it was pretty awesome. And my thoughts on KD's saltiness on the internet, I'm just so used to it by now. To be honest, if I was in the NBA, I wouldn't have social media because it just gets you into trouble. And it makes a narrative against you. It's really not even a narrative. It's just the truth that KD gets salty on social media, and then people start not liking him. So that's my take on that. But all in all, I was hyped up that he commented.
Yeah, for sure. But what was like your first big NBA or like celebrity follower on Facebook or Instagram that maybe gave you like a notable break, or maybe even just the first one that there was,
Yeah, I remember back in like 2015, Tracy McGrady liked NBA Buzz on Facebook, and he shared one of my posts, and I was hyped because he's one of my favorite players. And Facebook back then too. Aaron Gordon, around the time of his first dunk contest, he commented on the dunk contest post that I posted like a year later or something like that. That something like Mo Bamba or somebody always shows the guys it or something like that. And then on Instagram, one of the first ones was Carlos Boozer and a bunch of other guys. I remember Lamar Odom followed. It's a lot of fun seeing those guys follow.
Yeah, no, we had posted a picture with Speedy Claxton and Chris Paul, and Chris Paul liked it, and we were like, wait, hold up. Like,
Oh, nice, man.
CP3 liked it. What the heck?
That's dope. I actually, not trying to one up you guys, but it's bad. It's not even good for me. One time in college, I was getting into Photoshop. I'm into Photoshop a little bit now too. I made this when Melo wasn't on a team, this Melo to the Lakers swap with like him and LeBron, and one of LeBron's boys posted it and cut off my like the Mikey Domagala tag and the NBA Buzz tag. Should have placed it in a better spot. And LeBron liked his friend's post and like commented like the flexing emoji or something like that on my edit. And Bleacher Report posted it, and of course there was no tag on it. But hey, that Chris Paul I'm sure that got you guys really hyped up.
Damn, dude, that's tough. That's tough. At least your work's still being noticed, though. That's
Yeah.
cool. Actually, like when we first started, we got the notification that Markelle Fultz liked our post, and I was the first one that saw it. So I immediately texted all the boys, like all hype and stuff. I was like, "Yo, Markelle Fultz just liked our post." And like 5 minutes later, I checked the like, and it's like some like fake account.
Oh.
It's like Markelle __ Fultz, and I was like, boys, my bad. I completely banged it up. And then Chris Paul ended up liking it like 2 days later. But
hold on, I got something even better for you. I'll explain the story while I'm looking for my phone. Let's see, like 2 months ago, I'm always checking my followers, and none other than Giannis Antetokounmpo follows NBA Buzz on Instagram. I'm freaking out and freaking out even more. I can't find. Oh, here we go. I'll see if you guys could see it. So that's Giannis with like it says following official NBA Buzz on Instagram. I was so excited, telling all my friends and all that. I checked the followers like an hour later. He unfollows. I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me? I didn't DM him like I usually would to come on my show or anything like that. But hey, I don't know. I don't even know what to do about that one.
That's Giannis. Show this man. My bad. Giannis, you gotta. If you're hearing this, you gotta show my man Mikey some love. Hit him with that follow back.
It's true, but listen, as you guys were saying, Henry, that he saw your guys' work. CP3 saw it. I was just excited that Giannis saw NBA Buzz and was checking out the post and gave it a follow for an hour.
Yeah, so switching the gears a little bit, like what would you tell like some advice to a new and hungry podcast like ourselves? Because like obviously like you've gained a huge traction, and I mean like you kind of said it earlier, but could you just tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I would say the guests is the most important part. Like you guys getting me on here is exciting for me, but it's also a win-win situation for you guys because, I'll post about this and I'll share you guys to my audience. So when you have NBA guests, professional guests, or notable guests, people want to see that. And once you send all this stuff, once it's all edited and put out there, they share it to their audience and it gets out there. And that's kind of like the most important way to grow. Like I always tell my friends, like these NBA players, like when I reach out to them and say I have like almost 3 million fans total, that's what wins them over. Because like, if I'm just plain old Mikey Domagala just reaching out with, 500 Instagram followers on my personal, they're not going to really want to join. So if you show them what you can offer, like if you guys show in your pitches to these players, former guests that you guys have, your success rate with getting more people on will be, a lot stronger. And, just keep bringing in guests and being a lot more consistent. And then the numbers will just go up from there. And if I could add, if you guys ever have a big quote, try to send it out to, if you guys want to send it out to me to post or other media guys to post and then credit you guys. That's that whole spiral and, email Bleacher Report and all that kind of stuff to get your quotes out there.
For sure. I appreciate that. That's real love right there. So, which follower are you most proud of so far for like an NBA player? We know that you just brought up the Giannis story, but like someone who like still follows the page maybe that like you're really, really proud of and like really happy when you first found out that they followed.
Ooh, that's a tough one. It's like my short answer would be all of them, but one that I love seeing all the time is I like seeing Carlos Boozer and Swaggy P actually follows. Those two are teammates. So whenever I see them liking it, like, come on, those are like top-notch guys. Those are probably like my highest level followers on Instagram. When I see them consistently liking posts and sometimes even commenting, that's dope, So I would say those two, Swaggy P and Boozer.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you talked a little bit about it earlier that you kind of have a plan, but like what's next for NBA Buzz?
What's next for NBA Buzz? I'm going to go through a name change pretty soon. It's going to become Courtside Buzz. And I'm going to launch the website, which it was launched, but being so busy with college and, a girlfriend and NBA Buzz and Inside Buzz, getting writers and kind of putting more time to that. It's a little bit time consuming. I had an internship also this past semester at SNY Manhattan. So building a website, which will help me write articles every day, which I used to do, and just continuing to interview players and kind of, maybe even bringing a little podcast, like more podcasts in the NBA Buzz family where we could get even more followers.
So I'm wondering, how did you really see our account? Like, I think we reached out to you, but like, how did you see it? Because like we were like at the time we were like a really small account, like with like maybe like less than 100 followers, and you like hit us back real quick.
Yeah, I hit you guys back, everybody quick. That's how you got to be on social to make things happen. For you guys, it's funny. I do this so much with all these different pages and stuff, and I saw one of your episodes with somebody, whether it was in a hashtag or one of the people reposted, like I was saying earlier. And I saw it, I liked it. So when I see that, like I'm always trying to get myself out there as well. So I saw you guys, doing good work with these guys. So I followed with NBA Buzz, and I believe I followed with my personal. And I knew you guys would like that. I got a little clout with NBA Buzz, 160,000 followers. And so I figured, hey, I'll just see what they say. And I think you guys sent me the first DM and asked to come on. So I saw you guys from one of your guests, and that should be a strategy for you too. Be very active on social media with your page, offer up, bringing in more guests, and just like and comment on everything. And it's just free publicity doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, we definitely appreciate the advice. Is there any last things that you want to say to all the listeners out there?
Guys, I appreciate you guys having me on the show and meeting all you. LI represent. Let's hope for LaMelo Ball in the 2020 NBA draft. We need a change in New York. So that'll be my closing statement.
All right, well, we definitely appreciate you coming on today, and we'll definitely be in touch. But now we want to thank the listeners for listening to this episode. If you want to keep updated on us, you can follow us at CTOC Podcast IV. Peace.
Thank you.
All right, bro. Appreciate you.